So our Center for World Health and Medicine is made up of former pharmaceutical company scientists who are now redirecting their very specialized skills towards finding new therapies or any therapies for rare neglected diseases. And these are diseases where some patients have no hope, and we're trying to provide that hope for them by using our skills that are needed to develop drugs. And we collaborate with academic researchers who understand what causes these diseases, but have really not the skill sets and the training to turn that into an actual therapy. We fit that bridge or that gap between basic research and clinical therapies.
So we really need teams of people. Some of them are chemists, some of them are experts in how cells talk, some of them are physicians, surgeons, nurses, to work on these problems together. A problem as tricky and difficult and as long-lasting over many years as a small infant short bowel syndrome really requires a team approach to develop new treatments.
So our team is just has a high level of expertise. We have combined over 200 years of experience in putting drugs into clinical trials.
The fact that we have a team that's comprised of so many different skill sets, from medicinal chemists, pharmacokinetic, pharmacodynamic specialists, in vitro biologists, the full spectrum of what it takes to get a drug from an early biology concept up to something that's really ready for clinical development. I think that sets us apart.
Well, I think what I really enjoy being part of an academic drug discovery center is the freedom to go wherever the data takes us without regards to the potential commercial opportunity for that product, and the opportunity, I think, to work with many different types of scientists. In industry, we worked with lots of other industry scientists, but here we have the opportunity to work very closely with both basic scientists and clinicians who aren't typically found in high abundance in the pharmaceutical companies. So I think that's a unique opportunity for our center.
So imagine if somebody has a chronic kidney disease and there's decline in function over 1 or 2 decades. If we can even cause that to slow by 25 or 30%, we could add many, many years of improved quality of life, improved lifespan, many fewer patients on dialysis, which would really have a major public health impact.
So the Center for World Health and Medicine has been a consistent asset for research at the School of Medicine at St. Louis University. We have a long and proud history of discovery in basic science at the School of Medicine, but where we've been a little spotty is converting that discovery into clinically meaningful therapies. Center for World Health and Medicine is committed to identifying small molecule drugs that can help turn basic science knowledge into bedside meaningful therapies.
People that we have, the team that we have, are extremely passionate about what they do, and they're very dedicated, and they work very, very well together. And I think that is what has been making us very successful.
The support I've received from the Center of World Health and Medicine has been absolutely essential for me to advance an entirely new wing in my lab. A real good example of that is just last Tuesday I received notice from the National Institutes of Health that I'm going to be awarded the largest grant I have ever received in my entire life. And that grant is entirely designed to develop new drugs against hepatitis B virus. And the contributions of the Center for World Health and Medicine were absolutely essential for that. They taught me much of what I needed to know about the very basics of this form of translational science.
One of the areas that we're very interested in partnering with the Center for World Health and Medicine is in trying to find new drugs for tuberculosis that can be used together, alone, with other medications to shorten the course of TB therapy. And also to be active against strains of tuberculosis that have become resistant to the standard drugs.
So we have students at St. Louis University that work in our labs, and they're getting a very unique educational opportunity.
I've learned a lot of research techniques. It's helped me decide, where I want to go in the future as far as my own career.
I've been able to really work one-on-one with the team, and they've treated me not as a student but as a part of the team.
This has been one of the most challenging experiences of my lifetime, but being surrounded by a cohesive team of people who are so inspired to their work and a boss that is so dedicated to finding a cure has inspired me to come in every day to work harder. I've also really didn't expect to be this emotionally invested in a project like this in my undergrad career, so I could easily say that this has been one of the most invaluable opportunities I've had.
In my current role, I spend a lot of time working on grant applications. If we don't have to spend time working on finding funds, we can actually spend much more of our time on doing the research.
It gives me so much hope to come here to St. Louis University and see the team that's behind trying to solve this puzzle of FSHD. You know, one thing I've really been convinced of over the last few years is that we are very close to making a therapy, a treatment for FSHD a reality.
And so that's why we need your help to help us accelerate the time that it takes to get these drugs into those patients who are looking for hope.